Now let's create this animated button with hover effect. We have title and border. Let's select border and add dash 50 and gap maybe like this 190. Select all these layers and create component or Ctrl K. In the right panel we have default state and we must add hover state. In this hover state, let's select border and change dash to 300 and set gap to 0. I'll select title and change character spacing maybe like this. I'll select default state, go to prototype tab, and in right panel we will have animation settings only for this component. We have hover, auto animate, easy in out and duration 0.8. Now if we go in desktop preview, we will have this animated button with hover effect. Now let's animate landing page. This is simple landing, but this part it will be last screen, and let's go down and it will be our first screen. If Starship go up, it's logical that landing go up too, and in the end we will see this message. I want to show hover effect, then press on button and go to artboard with animation. For example, this artboard will be our animation, move planet and some text. Then go to prototype tab, select button and wire up this button with next artboard with auto animate. Now when we go to desktop preview, we have hover, then I can click on this button and go to animation. But when I click on this button, it's immediately go to default state and it looks weird and not good. How we can fix it? Let's delete this artboard. I will add one more additional artboard, and this middle artboard will be my hover effect, and this third artboard will be animation. Let's delete these suits and let's move couple layers, for example, on this last artboard. Now on first artboard I'm select default state for button, and on next artboards it will be hover state. Just change state on next artboards. Then I'm wired up at this moment, not this button but all artboard to next and this artboard to next. Let's go to desktop preview, and now when I'm click we have hover effect, click one more time and we have animation without any problems with this button. I can delete this animation example artboard and let's add elements from landing page. I have stars on my landing, just copy, paste to this screen. This is group with ellipses. We can add one more, change size, copy one more time, and then copy and paste on previous artboards. On this artboard I'm set opacity to 0. Now on hover state artboard I want to move this header, move text and stars go up, and change character spacing for titles. Let's see what we have. After this we go to Mars, then hover effect, and after this screen we will go to other sections. Duplicate our bot and wire it up with auto animate, easy in out and duration for second. Then move background up and other layers going down. Plane go down and again copy next section from landing, paste to this arbor in this position, copy and paste on previous screen. Now let's move layers in this group. Title go up, change character spacing, increase spaceship, move text, and we have image with mask, and it means that we can change size, rotate this mask, and let's add zoom for image, just increase like this. Now select this group and hide the buff outside arbor. Now let's see what we have. This is our state, click, and we have this animation with image. Move on, duplicate arbor, wire it up, and move these layers like this. Image go down, text go down, and title, let's increase character spacing and size for this Starship. Now let's move background a little bit like this. Let's check, click. Oh, maybe let's change character spacing on previous screen. Let's check. Nice. We have this animation and go next. Duplicate arbor, wire it up. Now move these layers down with background and maybe increase size for this background like this, and let's rotate Starship like this. Now I'm copying next section with Mars, move up right here and copy and paste on previous screen. A little bit rotate Mars, maybe like this, and move these layers up. Now select this full group and hide outside arbor. Let's check, click, and we have our Mars. Let's add more rotation. Maybe like this. One more time. You know, you always must to check your animation. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and duplicate, wire it up, and move these layers down. For more interesting effect, now we need to rotate this Y Mars section and move here, then select Mars and again rotate like this. And on previous screen we need to select this group and rotate in different direction. Move up. Now let's check how it looks. Click and we will have rotation with these elements. Duplicate, wired up. Now move these layers down. Again, rotate this group, move down. This text go up. And on previous screen we need rotate this text. Maybe like this. And let's see what we have. Click. Nice, and now let's add rotation to Mars. Oops. Like this. This will be epic. Let's check. Vroom. Cool. Duplicate. Wired up. And now on this hardboard we need to move Mars with text. Maybe like this. Then rotate this group and this group, move down. And on previous screen we need to rotate this text like this. Okay, now let's rotate this Mars. Oops. To light side. And let's add white background behind this Mars. And copy and paste to previous screen. Move up and let's see what we have. Rotate and let's move text a little bit and let's move Mars. Okay, final check. Cool. Now let's go to next section. Duplicate one more time, wired up, then move these layers and increase white background. And now let's add next section. This will be image and this suit. Paste to next screen like this. Now we have again, this is a mask. Copy and paste to previous screen. Now let's change mask like this and move this text up. Then select this mask and hide above outside artboard. One more time, rotate Mars and this text. Move down And let's see what we have. Whoop, in different direction. Let's a little bit rotate Mars. Like this. Rotate text down, rotate down. Let's check. Cool. I have this mask. Duplicate. Wire it up. And move these layers down. And now let's change size for this suit. Like this, and change size for logo. Now let's move on previous screen logo up. And let's check. Cool. And let's add blur. Duplicate. And now I need to add white shape with background blur. In right panel we go to background blur and change settings, maybe like this. Okay, then select suit and change size. Now when we one moment, we copy and paste on previous screen, change opacity to 0, and let's check. Now we have blur with this suit. Let's change speed, maybe duration 2 seconds. One more time. Yep. Yeah, we have this blur. Nice. Now let's add last message. I can delete all these layers, I don't need it anymore. And change size for this artboard. Okay, now let's paste this text, this artboard, align center. Okay, now let's copy and paste title road to previous artboard and change size and increase character spacing like this. Then change opacity to 0 and just delete this. I'll move right here. And this title, just maybe increase size and change character spacing. Okay, let's see how it looks. And we have this smooth zoom effect for text. We can change duration, maybe 2 seconds. Let's check. Nice. Okay, let's move on. Duplicate this artboard, wired up, then make smaller this suit and change opacity, change size and change opacity to 0 for this title. Then I take another title, copy and paste to this artboard, increase size and character spacing, maybe 2000, change opacity to 0, copy and paste to this artboard, 100% opacity, change character spacing, and change size. Let's see. The zoom, nice. Again, duplicate, wired up, copy last title, change size, character spacing, change opacity to 0, copy and paste to next screen, change opacity and change character spacing. Previous title, change size and change opacity, and let's make smaller suit and change opacity to 0. Let's see how it looks. Cool. What we have from the start: 1, 2, 3. Nice. Now let's add button, duplicate, wired up, and copy button from landing, place to this screen, this title, change size, change opacity to 0, then duplicate, wired up, and like before we have two states for this button, and for first screen it will be default state, and on next screen it will be hover state. Now let's copy and paste to previous artboard, move up this button and change opacity to 0. After this title we will have this button with hover animation. Now we can go back to first screen. Duplicate, wired up, then I'm add black or dark, maybe black rectangle, black rectangle, copy and paste. On this artboard it will be 0 opacity, wired up to second, then copy and paste same rectangle to first screen, change opacity to 0, and wired up last artboard with first screen with transition, dissolve, and duration 1 second. Now we will have this fade in black and go to first screen. That's all. In next tutorial we will add video to this project to make this more interesting.